Let's be real, if you run an online store, SEO can feel like this massive, overwhelming checklist, right? But what if we could take that list and turn it into a simple, actionable blueprint? Well, that is exactly what we're going to do today as we get into the real essentials for e-commerce success.
You've got amazing products, you spend a ton of time on your website, but you're still asking this one super frustrating question: why can't people find me online? It's an incredibly common problem, and almost every single time, the root of it is SEO.
And look, the stakes here could not be higher. This isn't just about climbing some vanity rankings. We are talking about your bottom line. As the source material points out so clearly, one tiny mistake can literally make huge chunks of your store vanish from Google, taking your sales right along with them.
So let's start from the ground up. Just like you're building a physical store, your e-commerce site needs a rock-solid foundation. Because without getting this technical part right, all the fancy marketing and beautiful design you build on top of it, yeah, it's just destined to crumble.
First things first, speed. We all know it's important, but how fast is actually fast enough? Well, think about this. Google's own data shows that when a page load time goes from just 1 second to 5 seconds, the chance of a visitor just giving up and leaving, bouncing, shoots up by a staggering 90%. Speed isn't just a nice feature anymore. It's an absolute requirement.
So, a huge piece of this puzzle is hitting Google's core Web Vitals targets. The first one basically measures how long it takes for the main event on your page, like that big, beautiful product image, to show up. It's called Largest Contentful Paint, or LCP, and you need to get that under 2.5 seconds.
All right, next up, interactivity. When a customer tries to click on something for the first time, say the Add to Cart button, how long does your site take to even start processing that? That's what First Input Delay, or FID, measures. And the target here is, well, it's lightning fast, under 100 milliseconds.
And finally, let's talk about visual stability. You know that super annoying thing that happens when you go to click a button and poof, an ad loads and the button moves at the last second? That's called cumulative layout shift, or CLS. A score below 0.1 means your site is stable, not frustrating, and it just provides a way better user experience.
This all forces a really critical shift in how you think. With more than 60% of online shopping traffic in many places coming from phones, you have to stop thinking of your mobile site as some kind of secondary, stripped-down version. Because of Google's mobile-first indexing, your mobile site is your main site. Period. It's the version that decides your ranking everywhere.
Okay, so your foundation is solid. It's fast, it's mobile-friendly, awesome. But none of that matters if the building inspector, in this case, Google, can't even get in the front door. That's crawlability. And it really just boils down to 4 key checks. Are you accidentally telling Google to stay away from your product pages with your robots.txt file? Have you handed them a map of your store with an XML sitemap? Is your site structure logical, letting anyone get to any product in 3 clicks or less? And are you fixing broken links every week so you're not leading customers down dead ends?
All right, with that foundation poured and set, we can finally get to the fun part, stocking our digital shelves. This next phase is all about making your product and category pages completely irresistible, not just to your shoppers, but to search engines too.
Let's start with product descriptions. I know, it is so tempting to just copy and paste the generic blurb from the manufacturer, but that is a recipe for disaster with duplicate content. A great description is totally unique. It's about 300 to 500 words, and it tells a story. Yeah, it has keywords, but more importantly, it has the details, the materials, the measurements, and the real-world uses that a customer actually cares about.
So how do you make sure search engines actually understand all those amazing details? You use something called schema markup. Think of it like a secret language that lets you tell Google, hey, this right here is the product's name, this is its price, and look, here are its customer reviews. In fact, just using the aggregate rating schema can get you those beautiful gold stars right in the search results, which can boost how many people click on your link by up to 35%.
Now here's a spot where so many online stores drop the ball. Category pages. They're usually just treated like a boring grid of products. But if you want to rank for a broad term like running shoes, that page needs real, helpful content. Add a short introduction, a useful buyer's guide, maybe an FAQ section. This isn't just great for SEO, it actually helps your customers make smarter buying decisions.
So your store is technically sound, your digital shelves are beautifully optimized. What's next? The next step in our blueprint is to build your reputation. In the online world, that means becoming a trusted authority that people, and just as importantly, other websites, want to point to as a great resource.
And that brings us to the big question, the one I hear all the time. Do I really need a blog for my e-commerce site? The answer is a very strategic yes, but maybe not for the reason you think.
And the source material just illustrates the why perfectly. Look, you are never going to out-Amazon Amazon on price or sheer selection. It's just not going to happen. But where you can beat them is with expertise. Your blog, filled with how-to guides and deep dive articles, is where you provide that genuine guidance that the big marketplaces just don't have. That is your true competitive advantage.
The other side of the authority coin is backlinks. Links from other sites pointing to yours. And the key here, and I can't stress this enough, is quality over quantity. Think about it. A single link from a well-respected blog in your industry is a massive vote of confidence. So focus your energy on things like getting featured in gift guides or partnering with your manufacturers. Seriously, one great link is worth more than 100 spammy ones.
All right, we are heading into the home stretch of our blueprint. We've built the foundation, we've stocked the shelves, we've started building our reputation. Now it's all about maintenance and making sure the customer has an amazing experience every single time they visit.
Think of your site's navigation like the signs in a physical store. If they're confusing, people are just going to get frustrated and leave. So keep your top-level menu clean. 7 main categories, max. Use a mega menu so people can clearly see the structure. And please, make sure your search bar is smart, with autocomplete suggestions to help people find what they need fast.
And this is maybe the most important part. The work is never really done. SEO is not a set it and forget it kind of thing. It needs a regular maintenance schedule. Think of it this way. Your weekly check for critical errors is like looking for a leak in the roof. Your monthly audit for broken links and your quarterly content refresh, that's your routine upkeep. This consistent effort is what stops tiny problems from snowballing into revenue-killing disasters.
So, let's just boil this whole blueprint down, shall we? First, a strong technical foundation is completely non-negotiable. Your site has to be fast, mobile-friendly, and easy for Google to get around. Second, you fill it with unique, genuinely helpful content that actually makes you money. Third, you have to remember that user experience is an SEO factor. And finally, regular audits are your insurance policy, protecting you from those costly errors.
And that really leaves us with one final crucial thought. As you look at your online store through the lens of this blueprint, ask yourself, is it a solid structure built to last and withstand algorithm updates and new competitors? Or is it a house of cards, just one small technical error away from falling apart? The choice and the work is up to you.